Hello and welcome to Adam Hall Cables. My name is Rich and today I have the honor of being joined by Oli Bick here. Hi Oli.
Hi Rich.
Hi, Oli is the team lead of Adam Hall Cables product management department, and he's been involved in Adam Hall Cables, I think pretty much since the birth of the brand, right? You go back years with it at least.
Well, I've been working for Adam Hall for 5 years now. So I kind of started in that position as a junior. Yeah, so I kind of feel that's my baby.
And you've worked your way up. Yes, exactly. Now, I think that everybody knows Adam Hall, right? Especially people who are involved in our part of the industry, our part of the world. But I've met quite a lot of people in my time who actually, they don't really know that Adam Hall Cables exists. It's kind of been sort of an under the radar sort of a brand. And it's hugely successful already, but it's kind of one that not that many people in kind of the real world might know about. So can you maybe tell us just in a nutshell, what is the story behind Cables? Why did we decide to do it? Well, what's the idea there?
Cables is with Adam Hall for quite a long time now. So I mean, we're doing cables much longer than all the other competitors. But it's not that well known because we did not put too much effort into the products, too much effort into the marketing and all the stuff. So that's what, kind of was my job in the beginning, to make the brand more visible in the market and make proper products and have everything that covers all the needs from our users and customers.
Yeah, that's the way I sort of understood it. So, you know, with Adam Hall, we're making Cameo lights, LD Systems Pro Audio, and so on. And in the past, we were making cables that were great for all of these usages, but Cables was not kind of a separate entity where we were pushing it as its own thing. And this is what you came in to do, right?
Yes, yeah. Definitely. To give the products a face also, like so the user gets some emotion with the brand and with the cables and all the stuff. The brand evolved for quite some years now. And I'm very proud to say that we are within the big players on the market, at least in Europe.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And if you look back over the 5 years since you've been at Cables, what have been kind of the biggest things that you've kind of done to take that step from just another cable company to Adam Hall Cables with its own identity?
Of course, first of all, as a product manager, making the right products that we need, that our users need. And secondly, I would say a big thing about cables is you have so many different products and you kind of get lost in this vast jungle of different products. So we have different microphone cables and you kind of, as a user, don't understand, so what's the difference, what's the story behind it? We all know that we have this case with many cables in it and we just throw the cables inside, and when we open it up again, it's a complete mess. So I took that as the starting point of my work and to clean this case up. So the case as the brand, product,
exactly,
portfolio.
And I think one of the things that you've been the most instrumental in introducing is probably our Star Series system, right? So with Adam Hall Cables now, you can get 3-star cables, 4-star, and also 5-star, right?
Yeah.
This is also something where I think it's, you can find out information about all this on our website, of course, and there will be links down to the description wherever you're watching this, but maybe you can give us a brief introduction about the Star system and who should buy which cable.
I mean, that's a great point because we give the customer many tools to find the right cable. One of that is the Series system. We kind of had in mind like the hotel rating system. You have 3-star, you know what you get when you book a 3-star hotel. 4-star, you know what you get when you book a 4-star hotel, and so on and so on. We have this underline. So 5-star is superior quality, 4-star is professional quality, and 3-star is high quality. So even if you buy a 3-star cable, you have some minimum specs like OFC copper, so it's pure copper and all the stuff, and soft PVC. Especially on 5-star, we are taking a lot of focus on stuff being made in the EU. So customers know, okay, I'm buying this in the EU. This is kind of like especially for the market in Germany, it's very important. And also it makes sense because in the cable industry, that's kind of different. If you want to produce an iPhone in Europe, it would be like $5,000 or something. But cable business is quite comparable to Eastern Asian prices and all the stuff. So that's what we do.
3-star might sound on paper as if it's not quite as good as the 5-star, but you don't want to think about it like that. It's more about thinking that if you want the very best of the best that's going to survive forever, if you're a full-on pro, 5-star is for you. But if you still want something which is really decent quality and is going to last you years on stage or in the studio, then the 3-star is going to be more than fine. And nothing is going to be kind of out of your price range because the 5-star stuff is not ridiculously overpriced or anything like that.
And also, like, if you think about, you need to plug and unplug a cable like 500 times a year, then maybe 5-star is better because it has the gold-plated contacts, which is more robust, of course. And so if you have I don't know, for a home studio and the cable will not move at all, maybe 3-star is the better product because it's better for fixed installations. So this is kind of, we don't think about it in terms of quality, more in terms of usage. So how are you going to use that product?
Exactly, yeah. And talking about usage of products, one other thing which I think is pretty cool about cables and also Adam Hall as a group, as a whole, as a company, that there are so many people who are involved in every aspect of the process who are sort of active and passionate, let's say, musicians or involved in that themselves in their private lives. Yeah. You, for example, you're a talented guitarist and vocalist and you play a lot of shows outside. So you know what you need from a cable because you're using it in the real world. And we have many people working at Adam Hall as well who use the cables as front of house and doing kind of install work and other things like this in their private lives. And I think that's probably something which also helps to elevate cables maybe above some of the competition, right? Because the vast majority of people here, they use this stuff themselves. So when it comes to developing products, I guess you're able to get opinions from all these different people and really make the best product, right?
Yeah, I think that what makes Adam Hall a great company to work in, because you're kind of in the bubble that you used to be. I've been a freelance musician for more than 10 years, so I would say I know the stuff, but you can also have other opinions from other fields. Like you have sound technicians working here, so you can talk to the sound technicians. So what do you think a good cable must be like this? So you can do basic questions and basic talks with all the people, like guitarists, we have drummers here, we have lighting guys here and all the stuff. So the needs, if you think about cables, many people have many different opinions and many needs. And to kind of sum it up and put it into a product, that's the challenge for a product manager. And it always helps to work with people who know the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a great help for you, because I guess that in your R&D process, or kind of in the company's R&D process, there is going to be kind of an expert from each area of cables, right? There's musicians, there's technical experts there's sound system experts. Is that the reality for you? Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works, basically. And also, like, I'm from the product management, and all the product managers for the different brands, like LD, Palmer, Gravity, we're all working in the same office. So we kind of talk to each other. So what's coming? So what do you think about this speak-on cable? What do you think about this? And this kind of helps developing, engineering all the products.
Yeah, so one really useful tool that we have with cables is the cable finder on our website. And that basically allows anybody who is after an Adam Hall cable to find the perfect one for them. Can you explain a bit more how that works?
Sure. I mean, the idea is it's basically a search engine for our web shop. We have a web shop where everyone can look into the products and all the stuff. And so you don't click too much through the categories to find the right cable. You don't need to do search like, what is the word for RCA in German? I don't know. So you just get on the cable finder, you decide which plugs you want to have, you decide which length you want to have and what kind of product it is, like category-wise. Is it a DMX cable? Is it a microphone cable? And then it will give you all the options that you have for buying at Adam Hall.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one specific product that we should probably talk about today is actually right by you here. It's a brand new one. May or may not be out by the time you see this video, but should be. And that's the FLIPJACK. Yes. And I think this is a great example of kind of showcasing the wider advantages of the Adam Hall group. But I think the FLIPJACK is pretty much your baby, right?
Yes.
This was your thing, and you've put a lot of time and effort into creating it and getting it ready for market exactly how you would need it. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the FLIPJACK now?
Of course. I mean, I told you before that I've been a freelance musician for 10 years, and I have some stories. So one story is that once I was on stage with my Gibson SG, which has a socket in the front, and I put a straight cable inside. I used to put a straight cable inside, and I had this rock show, you know, where you're moving, you're emotional, and then kind of crashed the complete socket because the straight plug was going onto my amplifier. So I was thinking about, okay, next time I'm going to use an angle plug. So then I have this angle plug, and if I want to switch my guitar during the show to a Telecaster, which to a Stratocaster, which I usually do, then I need a straight plug because the angled one doesn't fit inside. So that kind of brought me to the idea, and that's also one great point about working at Adam Hall in the product management is you kind of like, you feel like an inventor. You always have these ideas, and of course it's not only the idea, you need to, of course, solve it technically. And I thought about wouldn't it be nice to have a plug that is straight and angled, or can do both at the same time? And this is, yeah, kind of a project which started with an idea and now turns into reality, which I'm very proud of, because it kind of solves many problems for musicians on stage. You only need one cable anymore. You don't need to switch cables during shows or if you're in the studio or something. This is a product which is straight, and with one shot, you can make it an angled version, which is pretty cool. And of course, one cool thing about it is also that it won't break this, so the signal will be in flow. So you can just do it via playing also, and you won't have any issues with the signal, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm a guitar player myself, and I can already see that this is going to be something that's going to be genuinely useful for me as well. I think every guitar player watching this will be like, oh yeah, I need one of those in my life. And it kind of begs the question, like, why didn't something like this already exist? But I think, you know, again, going back to you being this kind of freelance musician and being out there playing every week and stuff, you get to learn about these things, and you have your own experiences, you talk to other musicians, and you're in a position at Adam Hall where you can say, okay, I can find a solution to this. And that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, that's kind of the challenge, because having an idea is one thing, but putting it into reality is very, very challenging. So we thought of that one, like, if you make a product like this, you kind of need to make it robust. You need to feel that it's stable, because, you know, all guitarists are like, okay, but what if it breaks during a show and all the stuff? So we kind of took care that this will not happen. And the thing is, that's kind of a journey that you're going. So you just start with an idea, then you come to, okay, how could we solve it technically? What do we need to do? What do we need? And one basic thing about being a product manager is to manage it to get it done. You know, because you can engineer it like I could engineer like 10 years more if I want to. But of course you need to fix the problems that can happen technically. Then you need to put it on the market, and of course you need all the people in the company who are also convinced that this is a nice product. Because if marketing is not convinced, then, you know, the outcome would be not as good. So I'm very happy that all the people in the company are very, very confident with this one.
I've got to be honest, and of course I'm biased because I literally work for the company, but I think pretty much every guitar player who has ever had that kind of issue, and I think most guitar players move between something like a Strat and a Les Paul or an SG or whatever, they're going to say, okay, this solves a problem that I had, and I can now do with one cable what I used to do with two. So it makes sense. And I know that this is also, at first, we're going to be selling it on a 5-star Palmer cable as well, right? So it's really high quality as well, yeah.
Palmer cable is a good point, because also what I try to do is to make Adam Hall cables famous also as an instrument cable brand, because you all have the big competitors, like, and also Fender is doing their own stuff, own cables and all the stuff. So we kind of have the knowledge in-house, because we're doing the Palmer engineering in-house for years now. So the Palmer engineers took the cable and said, okay, we want to make a great cable, and that's the outcome. So we have the Adam Hall FLIPJACK plug, and on the other side we have the standard Neutrik plug with gold-plated contacts. And the cable is originally engineered by the Palmer crew in-house, which is very, very cool.
Awesome, yeah. So make sure you check the FLIPJACK out if you're an MI type person. Should be a very interesting thing to check out in stores as well. So let's say if you are an audio professional or someone who's involved somehow, your next project is coming up, why should they choose Adam Hall cables over, let's say, the established competition? Like, what's the reason why Adam Hall cables is the right brand to go for? I know that's a hard question.
Very, very hard question, because everyone has their own needs, and for some people, summer cable is better. For other people, Klotz cables is better. For many people, Adam Hall cables is better. From my point of view, and always was, is you need to kind of have an emotion with the product. It's like with guitars. You have your favorite guitars, you have your favorite amp, and you don't give like that kind of prioritization to a cable. Usually, many people do, but not everyone does. It's just another cable. So emotionalizing this product is really, really hard. And FLIPJACK is one point where we want to show also the people that we are, innovative thinking, and we want to solve problems for the users. And also that's the stuff that we're doing with all the other cables. So all the other cables are also, they should work, they should not break. You should find the cable that you need quickly and easily. And that's the basic points for all the products and all the projects that we're doing with Adam Hall cables. And this is why you should buy Adam Hall cables. Yeah,
well, that kind of also answers pretty much my last question, which is going to be, what is the goal for the brand, and where is Adam Hall cables going to go in future? And I mean, you've already wrapped that up pretty nicely, but is there anything else you'd be able to tell us about future plans or ideas, where you see cables in 2030, 2040, 2050?
Of course, if you ask me as a product manager, I would say we want to be the market leader. If you ask me as a user, I would say we want to solve problems for the users, and we want to give them like a good feeling about their products, because a cable usually stands out when it doesn't work, and we don't want to give our users that feeling.
Yeah,
they should. Yeah, and I want to convince everyone that Adam Hall cables are great products that are working, and that's kind of the target.
Yeah. So Oli, thank you very much for taking the time to answer all of my questions. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that this has whetted your appetite for Adam Hall cables. And if you'd like to find out anything else, well, check out the links that are going to be down there, where you can check out the FLIPJACK, use our cable finder to find the perfect cables for you. Or of course, you can hit up our dealer search and find a local store to you that's going to be stocking Adam Hall cables, because as we all know, touching the cables is always fun before you buy them anyway. But that's been everything for today's video. He's been Oli, I've been Rich, and hopefully we'll see you in another one soon. Bye for now.